Good evening and welcome to the Chaska Human Rights Commission meeting for July 25th, 2024. Elise, would you be so kind as to do the roll call?
Commissioner Hamza, Commissioner Hanan. Here. Commissioner Hubbard.
Here.
Commissioner Welbert.
Here.
Commissioner Me.
Here.
Commissioner Gotti. Commissioner Sandison. Commissioner LeSueur. Chair Carlson.
Here.
We'll note that Commissioner Gotti has arrived.
Great. I think we'll have to make another notation on the arrival of Commissioner LeSueur. We have no guest presentation this evening. We've got lots of information to go over this tonight. But first up is the approval of the meeting minutes from June 27th, 2024. If you've all had a chance to take a look at them, are there any corrections, changes, deletions that need to be made? Having heard none, may I have a motion to approve? Thank you, Britt. Is there a second?
Ren.
Thank you, Ren. Motion made by Britt, seconded by Ren to approve the minutes of June 27th, 2024. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carried. Thank you. So the treasurer's report, kind of exciting news. It's on the back page of our agenda packet. Elise, would you like to do the treasurer's report for us?
Certainly, Chair and Commissioners. I think last time you saw through the end of June what we had spent for Pride. The new items here, we hadn't paid for the ice cream yet from the Pride celebration. And then we did put in there the $500 budget that you approved at your last meeting for River City Days. What I did put back into the overall balance was the $761.55 that had been from the total $2,000 that you had originally budgeted for Pride. So that went back in. And so you have a balance right now of $41.79.
And 9 cents. Very important, those 9 cents. Are there any questions for Elise? Having heard none, may I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report for July of 2024?
So moved.
Motion made by Jen. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Thank you, Kevin. Are there any other questions or any further questions? Having heard none, all in favor of approving the treasurer's report, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. Okay, under old business, this is where I think the bulk of our meeting will be this evening, just talking about the kinds of events that we've got planned. First up is the Human Rights Celebration, recognizing Dr. King. And I'm delighted to say that following this meeting, we'll have our first committee meeting to kind of kick off that. In the past, we've had both a presentation by students, combination of guest speakers, music. If any of you have any ideas for this celebration or how to honor and lift up this moment in our calendar year, please let us know. Women's Appreciation. I don't think we have a report on that. I'm looking, gazing to my left and right, no report. Okay. Asian and Pacific Islander recognition.
No report.
Okay. The Pride celebration. We kind of reviewed all those details. We now know the final costs for that event. You've had a chance to have your follow-up meeting. Any additional comments that you wanted to give to the commission and our viewing public?
I don't think we have any additional comments at this time. We had one meeting and we covered a portion of what we wanted to cover. So there'll be a few additional meetings As well as we're kind of laying the groundwork to get started a little bit earlier for next year's celebration and kind of determining what groundwork needs to be laid in 2024 before the turn of the year.
Great.
Yeah.
Connected to the Pride celebration is our participation in the Carver County Pride event. Does anybody have any comments they want to offer about that event?
Kevin, have you recently talked with that group?
I have not. I will make a note of it to do it tomorrow because it slipped my mind.
Okay.
So
I do know that I was looking into the booths for some churches I was working with. And they have an email address that you can write to find out about nonprofit fee reductions for their booths. And I know when we talked to them at our Pride event, I explained to them we're not officially a nonprofit, but they said that we count as one of the service organizations, and so they can work something out with us. So hopefully
I do
we-
remember that conversation, so I was gonna ask about that when I email them tomorrow.
Okay,
Great. I do know that they're lining up certain activities. I've seen several posts on their Facebook page, so I know that they're probably looking forward to their event and by the way, our participation.
There
So,
had been some discussion about potentially having our tie-dye station at the event because the t-shirts have the year on them. And so they're not something that we could use them next year, but it would probably be better suited at activities in this year.
sure.
So it's just one more thing to note, I guess.
I think we still have some tie-dye stuff left.
Yeah.
I remember washing all those bottles.
How are your fingers?
Perfect. How are your fingers?
It's all gone now, but it
Wow.
took a solid 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. I noted that down too, so
Okay.
I don't forget that. Let's go.
and Kevin, the person I talked to at first is named Sarah. And the person she said we should connect with about volunteer opportunities is named Elise. So if their names you're familiar with.
Okay, so tomorrow begins an annual event and consistent with River City Days of years past, it will be hot this weekend. So who's going to give us a report on River City Days?
Well, we haven't officially met yet, but we've been going back and forth via email to figure out the things that need to be figured out. And as of right now, we're looking into the things that we have to put on the spinning wheel like we had last year, those things where somebody can spin and then win, whether it was sunglasses. I think we had fans last year. We had a lot of things last year. But then looking at what we can have there. And then I'm sorry, I was traveling the last 2 days, so I haven't had a chance to look at my inbox. But that's the stuff that we're looking at. And then depending on whether or not we're going to try and supply some sort of, I think we were looking at maybe juice boxes, but rather something that doesn't have to be kept cold because that was a challenge last year. And then, of course, Jeopardy, and then putting together gift baskets for Jeopardy. And I think we're leaning towards having 3 rounds like we did last year, but that's still up for debate.
Okay,
Anything you want to add?
A slideshow as well. Cheers. That'll be on a loop, so there should be a TV set up and we'll just run, so we don't have to worry about that. Hopefully we have power. If we don't have power, we'll come up with an alternative, get it working. Everything she said is pretty much right. Our biggest problem with Jeopardy or opportunity would be finding contestants. So once we find those contestants, we should be able to keep running through the game.
we'll just go out and hustle people. Maybe hustle's the wrong word.
For how we did it last year, I think we had.
I went out into the crowd and I asked
Really?
people to come.
Okay.
Well, we did find some that were walking by.
Mhm.
We, previous mayors and council members.
Mhm.
The city officials, again, I think, are tents connected again, I'm assuming, this year.
We assume we have not seen the map. They will tell us tomorrow when we show up, but that is what we requested and told them again this week.
And I know last year, the winner of Jeopardy was a teacher at the high school.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you are looking around the crowd and spot well-known people, you know, from the community, I think those are good people to engage with too.
The sign up genius has gone out, but please note that anybody can come anytime. It'd be great to have you there. We'll wear our t-shirts. We'll grab our name tags if we remember. I better write that down just to make sure. And do you need any help tomorrow to finalize things?
I think the biggest challenge right now is gift baskets because last time we ordered those off Amazon, so there's very little that we had to do as far as putting them together. But this year, I don't think we have enough time for that to come from Amazon. So my thought process was we could just, last year we had 2 gift baskets that were the same and then one that was different. And the 2 that were the same were a movie theater themed one. So it was a bunch of snacks and then a Redbox gift card and then popcorn, all the things that go with a movie night, basically. And I was thinking that's probably the best way to go because all of those things are readily available at Target. And we could put those together really easily. And it wouldn't even have to be a basket. It could just be a cute bag.
Mhm.
And it could still be considered a gift basket. And yeah.
So kind of seeing everything come down the line, I actually went out to Target this afternoon and made you some gift baskets. So there's a movie theater one, there's a snack basket, there's a barbecue basket. And then I found there's a 4th one, but it has less stuff. And we didn't get anything with chocolate because we didn't want anything to melt. So just kind of seeing how everything kind of happened this week. I had time this afternoon to go out and do that. So they're all taken care of.
Thank you, Elise.
We also did get a small portable speaker to go possibly, I wasn't sure if the slideshow had, like if the display had a speaker. And so we were thinking we could have some music as well, if it's not overwhelming.
So last year we had a portable speaker that we used. We won't have that this year. But a Bluetooth speaker was purchased to play music through phones. We will have that. And we'll just have to speak a little bit louder, whoever is the host for Jeopardy. So
I will note that actually Kevin tried the speaker with a microphone today and it does work. So you will have a microphone as well. So the speaker did make it in today.
Okay, excellent.
Great. Is there anything else that,
The community art project I saw over by
Oh,
you.
yes.
Yeah, so we'll be able to display that as well.
So this is me, our project Wolf Pride. Did it, so I'm gonna try and get some finishing touches on it tomorrow. If not, it'll just kind of go out like that, but you have that ability to display it tomorrow or this weekend.
is the Human Rights Award plaque on the list of things to bring?
I will grab that when we're done here.
Great. I'm wondering if we should have some of those nomination forms with us.
Yeah, I can, I'll revise it to say 2024 on it and I'll print a bunch off as well.
Okay, that'd be great. We do have a fan. I know last year Martin's contribution of a wonderful fan. We were so kind, we shared it with somebody and no doubt they've shared it with somebody else. But we do have a fan that I'll make sure gets to us tomorrow. But it will be warm this weekend, so plan ahead. Anything else?
Do you know the wind forecast?
The wind forecast. No, but I think I saw something on the River City Days page that said, make sure you bring weights for your tents. For those of you who weren't there last year, the wind came up, the sky turned gray, the tents across from us. So here's the city of Chaska, here we are. I think the health department was right here, and the tents in front of us literally flipped upside down and came towards us.
My gosh.
Yeah, and then the people who had their beautiful creative artwork, those things fell to the ground. So there was a lot of noise associated with that, some damage, I think, but so yes, I think we have weights for our tent.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So Friday, Saturday, a parade on Sunday. It'll be fun. We'll talk about what it is that we do and why we're doing it and the impact that we've had. And our display will show all of the events that we've so proudly provided to our communities. So it'll be fun.
And I don't know if I heard the answer. Do you need any help setting up tomorrow? Is there help?
The city will set up. All you have to do is show up,
Okay,
bring your personality when you signed up and just have fun.
let me write a note.
And I think we'll have water.
Yes.
Yeah, water will be available.
It'll be shared between the city booth and the Human Rights Commission, so there'll be a cooler kind of in that area, so just look for the cooler.
Okay. If you have any last minute thoughts, I guess probably send them to Elise. And she can respond appropriately if we need to add something to the list of things to bring. So moving right along, Cultural Heritage Month.
Did we meet this last month? If we did, I was not there.
We did.
We did do a survey question. We did do a survey.
Did that get sent out?
I believe that Kevin sent it out. I hear no voices from the back of the room. So I can't confirm that for sure, but he said that he would do that and I trust that it went out.
He will also, in talking to him earlier today, he will also have a QR code available at tomorrow's or this weekend's event. So you can have people that are visiting your booth take it too. So they just have to
That's great.
click on the QR code.
Will there be some sort of description next to the QR code so we can tell people to? Yeah, because otherwise they might ask, well, why should I do that QR code?
Mhm.
And it's because, oh, we should share with you. We're doing a survey to find out how and what culturals members of our community would like us to elevate and celebrate in October. So we're also asking for volunteers too, but that's secondary to what kinds of celebrations would you like to see that the Human Rights Commission does. Earlier this evening, Libby Fairchild, who presented in our last month's meeting, came in and advised us that she does not have the recommendation for language to send to the city council regarding the name change. And you'll see that in our minutes of last month, where she suggested that the Minnesota cities be consistent and that the second Monday in October would be Indigenous Peoples' Day. And so she indicated that she would have that for us for next month to consider, so we'll look for that. The veteran acknowledgement programming that we hope to do this fall, in confirmation with, I confirmed with our veteran service officer through Carver County that they will come in the month of October. Because one of the questions we're going to talk about next is the community partnerships. And whether or not this group wanted to participate in attending the Equity Commission in New Brighton, Minnesota. The Equity Commission is hosting a commissioner forum for all equity-centric commissioners in Minnesota. And it was suggested that in lieu of our meeting in September, we would attend collectively or individually, but more collectively, that meeting in New Brighton. And so,
Can I go back real quick to the
yes, sir.
veterans? I'm on that committee and was hoping to just bring the group together, start meeting to decide what we're gonna, should we wait? Or do you want to put me in contact with whoever that person is?
AIA, yes, I can do that.
Okay.
Mostly he will talk about the programming that's available for veteran access.
Okay, so it wouldn't really impact what we would want.
Correct.
Information, okay, great.
Because I think that's one thing that we probably don't collectively know about.
Right.
Sorry. And perhaps if we're going to do a type of a celebration, even if it's just social media, armed with good information is always a good idea.
You wouldn't mind,
I'll be happy to. I've got myself a note.
I'll work on getting the group together and figuring out what that looks like.
Great. So community partnerships. Generally, we talk about other programming that might be going on in the city of Chaska. But it does bring up the point of, are we interested in participating with the Equity Commission in New Brighton? And if so, is there a collective interest to participate in this meeting in September? I believe it's it's the same date as our meeting, September 26th.
Is it the same time of day?
I believe so, yes. So we can put a public notice out that we are not meeting in lieu of our meeting. We are all going to XYZ. Actually not XYZ, New Brighton, Minnesota. But I'm interested in hearing your feedback.
I am interested in going to that,
Okay,
either as a group or just the group's representative.
all right. Anyone else?
I think it would be an interesting opportunity to meet other equity commissions throughout. To see if there's other kind of programming or outreach opportunities that, you know, these other cities and jurisdictions are implementing that we could look to implement in Chaska.
And is it, sorry, I'm trying to remember, is this more of a forum on just people presenting? Is it just what's everybody doing? What, you know, kind of a discussion? What was the?
My understanding was that it's more of a roundtable discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would be, what are you doing on this? And everybody kind of weighing in.
I believe there might be one or two short presentations, but outside of that, I think it was supposed to be, you know, just being able to meet and greet other equity commissions. Yeah.
Sounds like it'd be valuable to add that to what we go.
Yeah, for those of you who weren't here last month, I did add to this too that Sarah and I have been to something similar to this several years ago. And I found it really helpful to get ideas from other commissioners and other groups. And just, we ended up having like an email chain kind of thing where we could, now there's like Facebook and stuff, so we could even use social media. But, this is back in the day when we didn't use that. But so you can bounce ideas off each other and even sometimes collaborate on things and stuff. I think it's just a great way to connect with resources, because we might know a guy who knows a guy, but then we can refer them to the other groups too.
Question, Elise, would transportation for all of us or the majority of us be a possibility?
Mean that you would take a group bus up there or?
Correct.
Transportation, we can check and see if the bus is available. Um. To take up the community center bus is what we have. So I can check and see if that's a possibility.
Would that be of interest? If we could all get on a bus and be all together on 694 or 494?
I come from St. Paul, so I would probably just drive myself. As
Okay,
opposed to coming down to Chaska and then back up north. Yeah.
I need to double check my class schedule because I'm taking a lot of late evening classes this coming semester, so we'll see if I'm able to make it.
I will make time.
excellent. So, Elise, if you're willing to check that out for us?
Yep.
And then would you be willing to post notice that in lieu of our regularly scheduled September meeting,
Mhm.
we would participate? And perhaps we should get more details about the actual event and location.
You want me to reach out to my contact or?
Otherwise,
did you-
I can figure out who the staff liaison is of the city and reach out and find out more that way.
That'd be great. Thank you, Elise. Other community partnerships. The last Sunday, the downtown Chaska and the Southwest Chamber of Commerce celebrated the opening of the tunnel underneath Highway 41. That was pretty exciting, although the bikes, many bikers were there. It was pretty great to be able to walk through the tunnel. So glad that that's there. And for your information, we collaborated with the bike. I'm sorry, I can't remember the official name, the city of Chaska's bike.
Okay.
Well, so Park and Rec was there and they brought bikes from the school district to use. But there's a Shakopee had a group there as well.
In the past, the Human Rights Commission collaborated with many individuals to prepare a program on biking and creating bike paths in Chaska. So it just kind of seemed to be part of a full circle for that event. The Communities of Belonging Committee that's active in Chaska and in Carver County has not, we have not met. I'm hoping that that's just a summer vacation time, and that will kick off again in September. Anything else about community partnerships? Do we have any new business? Having,
Thought of something, but
yes?
earlier this week, but now I can't remember what it is, so.
So we'll talk a little bit more, and then by that time,
Perfect.
the cells will connect, and it'll be good. So this is the time that I kind of ask each of you if you have anything that you want to share. So where shall I begin tonight? Yusuf,
Got nothing for tonight.
okay. Britt. Nothing new, okay? Martin. Will you be with us at, yes, you will. Yes, this Saturday, it's you and me, I think. Oh,
I work Friday night, so I work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'll be there 10 a.m. Saturday morning. I will then leave and go back to work.
okay.
Oh, that's a dedication.
I try.
Thank you.
Do apologize for not being here the rest of the meetings. the other meetings, then I still try to be here in August and September. So.
Great. Jen,
Nothing to report.
Ren. Hannah, you have some news. Oh.
If not, make something up.
August 13th?
Oh, no, a week from today, August 1.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'll be out probably in the August meeting.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Juhi.
I thought of something too, but now I cannot remember what it was.
You stole
So
my line.
it was too good. I had to use it.
Yeah, it hasn't come to me. If
Okay.
it does, I'll send Elise an email.
All right. Well, I have two community announcements. One, the Chaska Rotary Club has asked the Human Rights Commission to do a presentation about what we are doing these days. And so I will be doing that next Thursday morning. If any of you want to join me at 7:15 a.m. at the Chaska Event Center, I would be delighted to have you with us, and the Rotary organization. Kevin and I put together a slide program in January, excuse me, that we presented to the Chaska City Council. So we've modified that somewhat, talked a little bit about the kinds of events that we've had this year. We're updating photos so that they have the current merry pictures of us, and that will be next Thursday. On Monday afternoon, the 29th, the West Creek Apartments, which is a housing development located on 5th Street in downtown Chaska, will be opening. The celebration is from 4 until 6 p.m. And this development, a long time in the creation, the funding, and actually getting bricks and mortar, is designed for 18 to 29-year-olds who are currently homeless or in transition. It's designed to be when I say short term, it could be just that. It could be short term in order to get kind of stable in individuals' environment, and ability to move forward. It could be a longer period of time. It's not intended to be forever, but it is what we would consider a short-term housing opportunity for the homeless here in Chaska. It will be administered, and staff people will be there from the CAP agency. And so they're having the official ribbon cutting on Monday afternoon, celebration from 4 to 6 p.m. and at 5 o'clock, the actual program. So if you're around, be great to see you. I know that Jennifer will be there. Yep. Yes. And it's kind of a great testament to perseverance, overcoming not in my backyard, and recognizing the need to have shelter for folks that are in a stage of their life that needs to have stability. So I just
want to add that, I mean, this is a project that has been going on in the works for many years, and there's been many hands involved in it. And I'm so happy to see that it's coming to fruition. There was some different ideas about how it was going to look, and now we've finally found something, and I think it'll be great to have something to offer to answer a ongoing situation that's been in this, well, it's been in every area for a long time. But I'm just really happy that this resource is coming to our area.
Yeah. So, I don't have any other announcements. And if there's no other business to come before us this evening, I'd accept a motion to adjourn. Not unless you want to, oh, okay. Motion made by Ren. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, I'm sure. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks, public, for watching us.